So I'm not sure what happened, but internet went down some way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna wrap this up with Chris real quick. He gave some very solid points today, and I think that they're all going to be super important. So because of the fact that the last one cut off and we weren't able to get a chance to kind of close the conversation the way that we wanted to, just to give you all a quick recap. So we talked about the importance of being able to identify your triggers, being able to acknowledge the fact, I'm sorry, I said triggers, identify your pain, acknowledge your pain, right? Like, I think a lot of times we won't be able to heal until we can actually be real with the fact that we're dealing with something. Chris talked about the importance as well of how we start to deal with our triggers, identifying those too. So, Chris, any last points you want to give us before we get off of here, bro?
Nah, man, just everybody just do the work. Everybody, little by little, one travels far. If you just look at, all the healing you got to do, you can be sometimes overwhelmed. But if
Uh-huh.
you just every single day, just like a sculptor, just take a little chunk out every single day, you'll be surprised, where your healing journey can be at in a year. But if you're just
Definitely.
looking at the whole mountain, you can be intimidating. So just break it
Hmm.
down into small steps, and
That's
you'll be
good.
surprised where you could be in a year.
That's good. And so, look, make sure y'all stay tuned as well. Obviously, I'm doing videos every day this month for the 31 Days of Power series. You can get your copy of the 31 Days of Power at richardtaylorjr.com. Chris will be back with us. I want to say day 21 when we're talking about overcoming self-sabotage. And then we're going to have a deeper conversation here in a few days as well about men, their mental health, and their emotions. And I know that's going to be fire. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time out of the day, man, just to be able to talk to us real quick and share from your knowledge. And I mean, your experience, man, you got an amazing story. And so it's amazing to see what you're doing. Obviously, y'all can follow him here on Instagram. But man, let them know real quick where we can find your podcast at as well, because I know it's a lot of jewels and a lot of insight there too.
Definitely, man. So you can find Rising Tide Podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube as well. I also have a book called Healing in Hindsight, and you can just click the link, any of the links in my bio and all that to get a copy of that as well.
Love it. Thanks, bro. Well, look, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the